indeed. I hear that a lot.
Right.
I used to
Jason agrees.
do radio back in the 70s.
That's cool. Yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
have a great voice for radio.
Thank you. That's very
Podcast,
kind of you.
podcast, podcast.
And
Uh,
I'm working on that, by the way.
CV name.
What is your name?
My name is Aladdin, and my name is Aladdin Kazran. I'm calling in from Florida, and
Oh, good evening, Aladdin. It's a pleasure to meet you.
likewise, likewise, likewise. So if you're on this call, most likely you either saw a post or someone invited you to join us, and I'm sure you've got all kinds of questions. We will open it up for dialogue somewhere around halfway through or a few minutes in. And let me share with you guys, it's 8:01. Welcome to the call, Rebecca. Welcome to the call, Vaughn Murphy. It's great to see you, brother. Alyssa Kehoe, welcome to the call. Welcome to the call, Debbie. Welcome to the call, Thomas Hill, Kellen Goodwin, Jason. Welcome to the call. And listen, my name's Aladdin Kazravan, and if you're on this call, that means you're joining us for tonight. This is an introduction call based around our Mastermind Alliance around the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And FYI, just to share with you guys, typically our calls start on time at 8:01 and we end at 9:15, and we meet for 10 Wednesdays in a row, and we start on time and we end on time because we've got very busy people and very powerful people on our call, so we want to honor everybody's call or time. However, this isn't a normal call for us. Welcome to the call, Dr. Ada. Welcome to the call, Chief Louie, and welcome to the call, Miss Amber. So because this is an introduction call, and whether you're streaming in on live or you're joining us on this Zoom, because we have people trickling in, I don't want to say the same thing over and over to you guys about what it is that we do, how we do, and those kind of logistics around the mastermind area. So what we're going to do is we're going to allow people to join in for a few more minutes, and then we'll do the official start of how we're doing it. But we're not just going to sit here and waste this precious time when we have together. So what I thought we do is we talk about something that we work on as individuals in our Mastermind Alliance to groom ourselves for our future. Napoleon Hill in this book, if you've never read it before, if you read it moving forward, you'll remember Napoleon Hill says that what we'll find is our greatest weakness as human beings is our self-confidence, is our lack of self-confidence or the level of self-esteem and self-confidence that we have in ourselves. So what they provided for us, Napoleon did a wonderful job of outlining for us, is 6 self-confidence formulas. And what I want to do is maybe do 1 or 2 of them right now so you get a little taste of what's going to happen in the course if you decide to move forward with us in the Mastermind Alliance. And without further ado, maybe one of our past students or one of the founders, if they are willing, will someone do one of the formulas for us, any one of the 6 that you think is yummy? Which one, who and which one will you do? Okay, let's see. We got Melissa's hand is up and Louie's hand is up. We'll take one of each.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
Ladies first. Miss Melissa Kehoe, if you can. Well, actually, let me introduce you to Melissa Kehoe. Melissa Kehoe is a founding member of the Mastermind Alliance, and she is a powerhouse. She is the backbone of our team. She is a guide, a confidant, a philanthropist, and a beautiful woman, as well as a outstanding wife to her man, Pete Kehoe, which you might meet or might not meet. I'm not sure. Well, Melissa Kehoe, take the floor. Which formula are you doing?
I'm so excited because I actually shared this one today with a friend who isn't on tonight's call, will be on next Wednesday night's call. Self-confidence formula number 2. I realized the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and eventually reproduce themselves in physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Miss Melissa Kehoe. That was formula number 2. And let's bounce to another box. Chief Louis, which formula? Where? Oh, let me introduce you. Hold on. I'm sorry. Chief Louis and Dr. Otta, both of them are founding members. They're in the same box, if you can see them. They're founding members, and I'll only introduce Chief Louis right now. But Chief Louis is a retired military personnel. I believe he served 20 years in the military. He retired as a chief, so I always call him Chief. You'll hear that a lot. He's also an author of a book. He is the CEO of Dr. Otta's business, which does physical therapy, and he's a powerhouse, and he's a friend of mine and a brother and a father. Louis, where are you calling in from, and what formula are you doing?
All right, so I'm calling from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And correction, I'm not the CEO of the company. I'm an operations manager. She's the founder. I don't want to get beat up after the call is over and be like, "What are you telling Aladdin that you're the CEO of my company?" I don't want that to happen. All right, all right. So, calls for South Florida. Self-confidence for formula number 5. But first, I'm excited to see Jamil, to see Steve, to see Vaughn, to see Tom. I'm excited to see these people here on the call. So, and Jason, man, what's going on? So self-confidence formula number 5 to me encompasses everything. So I'm going to go fired up. Just even thinking about it gets me pumped up. So I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to myself the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will succeed by attracting, I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing a love for all humanity, because I know that a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them and in myself. And I'm complete.
Beautiful.
There's more, but I don't know if that's number 6. I forget, but
that's okay. You did great. You did great. So, I want to talk about 2 things here. So he said it, number 5 really brings me home. Every single time I find myself flustered, every single time I find myself frustrated, any single time I find myself angry or sad or anything, if I remember to do number 5, in fact, Miss Amy Laura is my beloved, and I've instructed her that if she sees that I'm out of alignment with my highest self, she's instructed just to remind me to do formula number 5, and I do it out loud, and it course corrects me back to where I want to be. It course corrects me back into who I want to become as a human being. Someone that does not have jealousy, selfishness, cynicism, those kind of things in my psyche. So whether it's something around traffic, or whether it's something around what somebody else might do, or someone might post on social media, or something my family members might say, formula number 5 really course corrects me back into where I want to go. Now, Miss Melissa Kehoe in formula number 2 at the end of it says, therefore she'll concentrate half an hour a day on thinking of the person she intends to become, thereby making it really clear in her head what that person looks like. And they all kind of tie in together, especially we'll ask some of our either former or current students to explain how these formulas show up in your lives, because it's one thing for me to tell you what it does for me. It's another thing to hear from our brothers and sisters from different walks of life of what that means. With that being said, I'd like to get this call particularly started. And before we get started, I want to just share with you guys what this group is around. So our group is a mastermind alliance based around doing the book, Think and Grow Rich. Now, mind you, I didn't say reading the book Think and Grow Rich, because there's a vast difference for this particular book when you get together with a group of people and your objective is to do the book versus just read the book. Our goal is not to read it and take the information in and just absorb the information and go on with our lives. Our goal is to take the information in and not only take the information in, but apply the information in our own lives so that it becomes habit in our own lives. Look, in all reality, every single person on this call and every single person you idolize or think that is somebody valuable or important in society, if you think about it, you have nothing less than those people. I'll give you an example. Let's say Elon Musk, for example, okay, or Steve Jobs. Let's say you think that this is a hero in our time, that they brought their gifts forward. Well, I want to share with you, Jamil, you got 2 hands, you got 2 legs, just like Steve Jobs. You got a brain, just like Steve Jobs. What is the difference between you and I and someone like Steve Jobs, where they bring their gifts forward and it makes a thumbprint on humanity? It makes a thumbprint on the entire globe when they leave this place. And that's really, really, in my opinion, why we're here. I personally believe that every single one of us made an agreement with our Creator, whatever you want to call your Creator, whatever name you want to use for your Creator, or whatever source you think is outside of yourself. I believe that we made an agreement that, hey, I'm going to come at this time, and I'm going to bring this gift. Now, my personal gift, and I don't know what yours is, yours might be art, yours might be drawing, yours might be singing, yours might be writing. I don't know what yours is, but I believe that we make an agreement that once we come here, our main goal in life is to bring these gifts to society. Our main goal in life is to bring our value and our gifts to our brothers and sisters, so that when we leave this place, we leave it at it better than we found it. Not only for our children, for the animals, and the planet itself, Mother Nature. However, a few things gets in the way, right? What gets in the way? Let me tell you what, in my opinion, what gets in the way. Our upbringing sometimes gets in the way. Social media gets in the way. Media gets in the way. And negative beliefs around ourselves and about our capabilities gets in the way. This little voice in our head of doubt or of not action gets in the way of us bringing our gifts forward. Well, I've personally found that if you can surround yourself with a group of people that wholeheartedly are showing up to a place, that they are showing up to a place to develop themselves, to become better human beings, for whatever you say you want to create or bring forth on the planet, you all instantly supercharge yourself. You instantly make it a different playground for yourself. You make it where all things are now possible. You're not going against the grain, but you're going with the tide. You're getting into a stream of water that's pushing you in the direction where you want to go. And that's the power of having a group together. With that being said, I want to welcome you to tonight's introduction call on Think and Grow Rich, this Mastermind Alliance around this book. Now, in our mastermind, I want to share with you guys that we are a friendly and encouraging group. Our goal is to help each other rise. Our goal is not to shoot each other down when someone speaks up and says that they have a goal to get to $3 billion, or they have a goal of creating schools in Africa. Even though it might seem like it's challenging, we want to help that person achieve their goals by providing them with the people they need to meet, the self-confidence they need to be able to get that thing or do that thing, and the roadmap. How do you create a map from where you are to where you're going? Now, I'll share with you. The fastest way of doing that is surrounding yourself with people. I remember personally, by the way, I'm one of the founders of the Mastermind Alliance, or the Mastermind Group, the Think and Grow Rich Mastermind Alliance, the Mastermind Life. And my personal experience is I was 18 years old and I got into the work field, or 17 years old, I got into a serious work field where I had to take care of my younger brother, I had a rent, I had cars, all that stuff. Basically, you could say I turned into a man at 17 years old with society's terms. And I got injected into personal development, personally, by my older brother, and I'm so grateful. He injected me into the Tony Robbins world. And it really changed my life. It changed how I approached business. It had changed how I thought. It changed all of these things. The downside with the seminar world, in my opinion, is once you go to a seminar or you go to a workshop, and you could call it whatever workshop you want to. I've personally done about 18 years of personal development myself, and many of the people on this call have done a lifetime of personal development. But here's what I learned. What I learned is if it's not consistent, it doesn't last. Meaning it's kind of like going to the gym once and expecting to walk out for the next 3 months with biceps or six packs. It doesn't work that way. It needs to be something where you're consistently working at it, because we've got years of conditioning. We've got decades of conditioning of going the other way, of doubt, or of it's not possible. So it's not possible for you to go to a weekend thing or a course that lasted 6 weeks and expect the rest of your life is going to change because of you went to a thing. In my personal opinion, that's why I'm so grateful for the team that surrounds me here, because every week in our course, every single student plugs in and then rechecks in to see if they're on course, and if they're not on course, how do we course correct and bring you back so that you're back on the path that you say you want to be on, so that you can have those things. Now, I want to share a couple of things. Who we are, what this is, what we expect, and what you should expect. So we are a group of individuals that meet on a weekly basis, and in our Mastermind Alliance, this is basically how it works. You will personally read or listen to 2 chapters of this book a week. Very simple. 2 chapters a week. And then on Wednesday night, for the next 10 Wednesdays, starting on August 12th, we will check in to this, not this Zoom meeting ID, but Zoom. We'll all check in, and we will discuss what those previous 2 chapters were trying to speak to us about. And then after the facilitator speaks around the highlights of the chapter, we open the floor and we allow everyone that's on the call to co-create the space. We want to hear from you, Kellen. How did the 2 chapters apply in your life? How did they show up in right now where you are, or where you're going, or in those conversations? We want to hear from Debbie. We want to hear from Jason. We want to hear from Vaughn. And partly because what happens is Napoleon Hill explains that in the mastermind principle, when 2 or more minds come together in a spirit of harmony, in a spirit of unison around the same objective, in our goal, it's growing ourselves and doing this book together, magic happens. When 2 or more mind happens, a third mind is created, and it allows every single mind in the group to access levels of genius. All of a sudden, you'll have hunches or you'll have thoughts that might not necessarily have anything to do with you, Kellen, but your thought that you speak up might be exactly what Rebecca needed to start her fire and to go after that dream that she wanted. Or it might be for me, or it might be for Chief Louis. We don't know, but we do know it works. We've seen it. We've experienced it. Speaking of which, when I say we, how did this all come together? Around 2 years ago, myself and my beloved, we were in the car after a leadership training program called Gratitude in South Florida. It was 3 months long. It was awesome. I recommend it for anybody in South Florida. Actually, you can't go to it because of the COVID stuff right now. But it was amazing. And we were listening to this book in the car, and we started talking about the power of creating a mastermind, because I was talking to her about my past, right? And you might not know me personally, but I'd like to share a little bit about myself and why I thought this was important. So at the age of like 18, 19 years old, my brother, myself, and my older brother, and 3 other individuals, we got together, call it a mastermind. We got together and we decided that we wanted to team up and put our forces together and go after business. So we got all of our stuff together and we scrounged up all the money we could, and we bought a dealership, a really small, broken dealership in the ghetto. And there was a team of 5. And over the next period of 4 years, obviously there was a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, and we continued to grow ourselves through personal development, our core team. We grew our company to be somewhere valued around $70 million. We had about 750 employees at the peak of our business. And that was in a period of like 4 years, guys, no time at all. You know, Gary Keller in The One Thing speaks about this. He says, you're 5 years away from being anyone you want to be on the planet or achieving anything you want. And it never made sense till right now. Well, 2008 happened. You guys all probably experienced it unless you weren't on this planet. But we had a crash, right? And it really humbled me personally. I was way too young and way too dumb to have that kind of money at that time. And Mother Nature and the universe has a funny way of humbling people. And it took it all away from me. It said, you're not ready for any of this stuff. So it humbled me. Well, fast forward, we lost it and we recreated all of that stuff. And fast forward a couple years later, I was in the car with Amy as we were speaking. And we started talking about how we were so successful at that time. And we came up with the idea that, one, it was the team. We had a team, right? I don't know if you're on a team right now for your work or anything you do, but nothing great happens with one person. They say, a famous quote says, if you want to go fast, go alone. Just go fast. But if you want to go long and you want to go far and you want to build legacy for your children or the planet, you need a team. There's a lot of power in team. So we identified it was team. And then we identified that we always continuously did personal development to grow ourselves and raise our limitations, our thinking. So what we did is we got together with about 23 or 24 friends and we say, hey, listen, we all want to do this book. Bob Proctor or Ross Cornwall had a passage in the book, and you'll read it if you read this book or join us. And it says, listen, this book is not meant to be read. This book is meant to be done like a textbook, like a map. And it's meant to be done with a group of people for the magic to happen. So we were like, let's do it. Let's do it. We gathered 23, 24 friends together. And we're like, we're going to do this book. And about like 3 months in, and people started falling off because it gets real, right? Like all of a sudden Napoleon Hill tells you, hey, print these formulas out. You're going to memorize them and you're going to speak them every day, morning and night. Because part of what we're doing is we're brainwashing ourselves to have new beliefs. We're brainwashing ourselves to have a new identity of what's possible for ourselves. And so naturally we went from 23 people started falling off because they got serious about doing the work, and we ended up with 7. And that was our founding team, which is right here. Whoop, whoop. And many of them are here on this call. And I love these people very much with my heart, because not only do they make this possible, but they're making a difference in the planet by providing courses like this for our brothers and sisters so that you can have all the things you say you want to have in life. And so that 7 people, what we decided to do is we're like, all right, we're going to get serious. We're going to redo the book. And we did it together for about a year, and magic started happening in our lives. And that was the birth of this course. That was the birth of what you're about to experience if you're a yes to the next 10 weeks of doing this book in this group setting. And magic has happened. Now, what do we expect of you, okay? If you decide to join us to move forward with the next 10 weeks of this group, and there's a lot of groups out there, right? Like this group might not be for you, and that's okay. How do you know if this group is for you is this. If you're into personal development, if you're ready to blast through your ceiling to a new paradigm of thinking and possibilities, if you're ready to be challenged, if you're ready to be accountable, and if you're ready to serve. Now, why I say ready to serve? Because in the mastermind setting, while you're going to receive a lot of gifts like Rolodexes, introductions, ideas, and the experiences of the collective people in this group, you're going to receive all of that. That's not what this is about. If you're here to take, you're in the wrong place. You got to be thinking, how can I add value? And you don't need anything but your presence. Your presence is enough, right? So like, for example, if you're funny, bring your humor. If you got ideas all over the place, bring your ideas. And that's how you know if you're in the right place. Now, this is how you know if you're not in the right place. If everything is a no, if you're not into personal development, if you're not ready to grow, if you're comfortable where you're at, and if you're complacent, this is not your group, because we're going to challenge you to show up. In fact, we're going to open the floor, and we want to hear from you. We don't want you to be a fly on the wall and just listen in, because let me tell you what, that also shows up in your life, and we want to groom each other to speak up when opportunity arises, because let me tell you what's going to happen, okay? You're going to be on a plane ride. The person next to you is going to say something, and it's going to be someone you need to meet for the book you want to write. Well, are you going to be quiet the whole plane ride? Or are you going to be confident and say, hey, I need to meet you. I got something to say. I'm valuable. I'm worthy. It's ready. I'm ready. It's my time to shine. And guess what? We need a place to practice that, because it is really hard to do it on social media. It's really hard to do it on the plane if you're with strangers. However, if you have a place where you can practice that with people that are like-minded and want to wholeheartedly aid you in your growth and your success, it all of a sudden becomes easier to speak up to the public, especially when you know you've got a team behind you that thinks that you're an angel and that you've got gifts that are ready to be born through your voice and your actions. So that's what to expect. Now, I want to know why here and why now. I want to answer those questions, right? Because right now in our society, which by the way, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe everything happens for a reason. This book was published in 1937. It took about 20 years to write. And if you're unfamiliar with this book, Napoleon Hill was challenged by Andrew Carnegie to write this book and to outline the principles of success. So Napoleon Hill went and studied with Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison. These are some really big thinking names, and many, many other people that I don't have time to name all of them. And they outlined 13 principles of success, okay? And what we want to do is implement these principles of success into our own lives and make it a part of our being, make it a part of our language, make it a part of our habits. What do we do when we wake up in the morning to get us on the path of where we're going? Or do we aimlessly go out through the day? What are we doing at the end of the night before we go to sleep to send us in this dream space so that our minds work while we're sleeping? And it's no surprise that this book was released in 1937. You might not know why that's important, but 1937 was the end of the Great Depression. The Great Depression happened because in society, worldwide fear and chaos was spread between the minds of our brothers and sisters. Now, if you believe that you're a powerful creator, which I believe that you are, and I believe that I am, whatever we plant seeds in our heads tends to grow in our realities. So are we allowing the fear of outside, because would you agree with me right now, outside is very scary. Outside is a place where it's like, do I have to cover my mask? Will I die if I go to Publix? If I give my sister a hug, does that mean she's going to die? Does it mean I'm going to die? Am I going to get sick? Do I need to get shots? Like, this is scary stuff. Well, I'll share with you something. If you don't have a place to guard what's in between your ears of negativity and the stuff that's outside, you will become a victim of our society. You will become a victim of the fear outside. Now, in my personal opinion, I believe that when our economies turn like this, more riches will change hands than ever before. And the people that are confident, the people that believe in themselves, and the people that have an army or a team behind them, that if they fall, they will get picked back up and reminded that they are powerful and whole and complete. Those people will not only survive, but they will thrive. I'm trying to say this. I'm trying to say the world is waiting on you, Jason, to use your voice to lead them. I'm trying to say that the world is waiting on Louis' words to be written so that it can inspire people like he did with his book around anxiety. Now, that's the now. That's why now is why it's important. I want to know why a mastermind. And I have all the answers around why a mastermind that works for me in my life. But I don't want to tell it to you. I want your peers to tell it to you. I want the individuals that are on this call to speak up and share with you why and how a mastermind has aided them, either to right now, or has aided them in the past, or has aided them moving forward. And I want to open it up and allow some of you guys to share with me or the rest of the people listening why a mastermind and what it's done for you individually. Do we have any leaders that are willing to go first? Okay, Jason, we have your hand up. Jason, floor is yours. Who are you and where are you calling from? And if you've gone through the course, please tell us that you've gone through the course so we know.
Jason, calling from Davie, Florida, South Florida. I have gone through the course twice now, part 1 and part 2. And yeah, it's it's like home. And it's like Aladdin was saying, it's really it's like a check-in in the week that grounds me for the rest of the week. And why a mastermind? Because a group of like-minded people coming together manifests really big shit. And I've been totally like seeing it happen in my life. Even so to where like the self-confidence was a definite achievement. It's like I'm seeing it now. So like, it's not even like about the words anymore. I like seeing it play out in my life. And yeah, I just try to take a deep breath and keep calm about it. It's pretty amazing. So I'm in for life, and I'm complete.
Thank you, Jason. And I'm honored to grow with you beside you, King. I'm honored that you want to share your gifts with the planet and you're taking the steps to do it. Thank you for your share. Who else can I hear from you? Why a mastermind? Why now? How has it affected you? How has it helped you? Chief Louis, floor is yours. Then we'll go to Thomas. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So, why a mastermind? I served 20 years in the military. And as Alan mentioned, I retired as a chief. So there's something that we did every day. So a chief is a senior enlisted member of the Coast Guard. So we oversee a lot of people. And we met every day, more than once a day. And our missions got done. Lives were saved. Airplanes were fixed. I was an aviator. And things got done in excellence. Things were caught that were falling apart. New ideas were implemented. Projects got started, got completed. People got promoted. People got recognized. All that happened because we met every day. But I never had a meeting about me every day. Never. We had meetings about work, but meetings about all the things. And the mastermind has become a meeting about me. So stuff gets done in my life. Goals that I had get done. Dreams get discovered. The book I wrote is thanks to the mastermind. I had no idea I wanted to write a book. I grew up wanting to be a basketball player, not an author. And I ended up writing a book. I'm like, oh my God, I have a book in my heart? What? Okay, let's do this. And it got done. I did not think I was going to be, flying across the country, doing photography for commercial real estate in the middle of a pandemic when most photographers are having a hard time finding work. I have the courage to kind of ask and to propose things, to shoot ideas. So why a mastermind? Because like Jason alluded to, it's home, and it's a place that not only am I allowed, the opportunity to receive, but oh my God, like the opportunity to be in service to others by far transcends the receiving, by far. And I'm complete. I have many more reasons, but I want to give other people a chance to speak. I'm complete.
Thank you for your brilliance, Chief Louis. I am honored to grow beside you, brother. Let's see, Thomas, you had your hand up, brother. Floor is yours. Who are you? Where are you calling in from? If you've done the course before, and why a mastermind, or how it's aided you. We can't hear you. I think you're frozen.
He froze.
Okay, well, and when you come back, if you can hear me, if you can unmute yourself, we'd love to hear from you. Okay, do we have any other volunteers while we wait for Thomas to get his mic unmuted? Why a mastermind, how it's aided you. Willie, floor is yours. Where are you calling in from? Wait, let me introduce you. Hold on, buddy. Okay, Willie is a founding member of the mastermind, and I love Willie. He is a professor, a fashion designer. He is a brother. He is an excellent dancer. If you ever get a chance to dance with him, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and I love that about him and his ability to feel and his intuition. Floor is yours, sir. Where are you calling in from, and tell us how it's aided you.
I'm calling from Miami, Florida, and I just want to express a couple of things. 2 years ago, when I started Mastermind, I was working a job of 11 years in the same company as a creative director. Thanks to the knowledge and the support of the thing, I quit that job. I always wanted to hang out with models and designers and photographers. And a year after we started Mastermind, I started Style Clinic. And today, a model agency, I don't know if you know, Luis, the Wall Collective, gave me the exclusivity to use their model for our project, which is one photo shoot a week. So
I told you, bro. Sorry. front cover. Complete. Continue. I'm sorry.
So now, this is one of the things that I have achieved, that if it wasn't because of this, I was still doing the same job, which I used to love it, but I wasn't growing. I wasn't going toward my goals. And I look back and I'm like, I mean, there were hard times, because we all know, but in those hard times when the whole team got together and support me, raised me to a higher level. And I'm so excited about this. Oh my God. Thank you guys. You rock.
Thank you, Willie. I can't wait to see you kill it, buddy. You're amazing, and you deserve it. Thomas, I see your fingers up. Floor is yours, sir.
Hey guys, I just I don't like to talk, as you know. This has been just huge for me in terms of putting myself out there, and I can't think of a time in my life where I haven't achieved more with the support of people that have my back, and this group has really done that. So, you know, that's it for me. I mean, it doesn't get any more real than that. So, thanks, and I'll complete.
Thank you, Thomas. You hit it right home, brother. And thanks for your brilliance, and thanks for speaking up. I'm excited to grow and learn with you. And, you know, he hit it on the nose. You're going to learn a lot of stuff, okay? You're going to grow yourself a lot. And obviously, you're going to get as much as you put into it that you want, right? So, like, if you put a little into it, you're going to get a little out of it. But let me tell you what you will walk away from. You will walk away with having a peer group that is dedicated to growing themselves. Like, I love my family. I'm a big family man. I have 6 brothers and sisters, 14 nephews and nieces. I mean, they were huge. And they're not necessarily the people I want to share my goals with, if you know what I mean. Like, I love them, but I choose my mastermind when it comes to what I share with and where I'm going and what I'm doing, because you have to kind of create this group. You can't just let chance bring these people in. Like, some of your friends, while they're your best friends and meaning well, if you share with them that you want to make $1 million to protect you, they might shoot all your dreams down, and they plant seeds of doubt, and those seeds grow, and all of a sudden you're not taking steps towards your real heart's desires. And then you blink your eye and half your life is over, and you're like, you know, I really wanted to do that when I was a child. I don't know why I stopped. And I'll share with you, your environment is really crucial for that. Vaughn Murphy, I see your hands up, brother. Floor is yours. Who are you? Where are you calling in from? And why a mastermind? Why now?
Vaughn Murphy. I'm calling in from Boca Raton, Florida. And this is actually, I've been through the program before. I went through part 1 and part 2. And why a mastermind in general? Okay, so, you know, Aladdin really spoke really eloquently into the power of you know, more than one mind coming together in harmony behind a vision or a purpose. But you know, for me, I want to speak a little bit beyond that, and that is that for me, community is abundance. I think that, you know, we have all sorts of different understandings and relationships with the word abundance, and for me, the root of abundance is the community that you're a part of. From that, all other things will flow. And then the second point is that it's not just a matter of community, it's also finding the right community that harmonizes with who you are, where you are in your journey, and what it is that you're looking to create. It's important to be able to have a safe space, people that are not only supportive of you, but people that you feel comfortable supporting as well. This is really about service. So for me, ultimately, it's the importance of understanding, well, the value of understanding the importance of service, and then recognizing that a mastermind is a wonderful, safe space for you to begin to explore yourself, develop deeper levels of self-knowledge and awareness, and understand how you can be in better service of the community. And well, first of all, of yourself, because going through the mastermind program, the Napoleon Hill book, and this particular mastermind group, it gives you a great mirror, many, many mirrors for you to see yourself at levels that you have not before. And not only to see yourself, but have the information and the support that's necessary for you to understand what it is that you're trying to become and what tools and mechanisms and practices you can engage in to get there. And finally, why this particular mastermind? Look at this guy, Aladdin. I mean, come on, right? Yeah, look at Louis and Ada. And joking aside, though, seriously, this is just a really wonderful group of people, the founders. These are people that I have developed a very deep connection with and love for. And, you know, it's a type of connection that even though we don't communicate on a regular basis or whatever, it's still there. I feel them, and they're constantly in my thoughts and prayers. So I'm complete.
Thank you, Vaughn, for your brilliance. And I'm excited to learn and grow with you, brother. You're a powerful, powerful man, and I'm honored that you showed up tonight and you spoke. Thank you so much for that. Anybody else? Why a mastermind? Why now? What has it done for you? Janine Lowith, floor is yours. Wait. Let me introduce you. Miss Janine Lowith is also a founding member of the Mastermind Alliance, and she is a powerhouse of a woman. Don't let her outfit fool you. There's a cape under there. She is an author of a children's book, and she helps, I want to say 3 large companies that are global or something like that. And she's the backbone of the Mastermind Life, this course, and all the back end stuff that helps with our students and our growth. Thank you so much for your service to humanity. And tell us, where are you calling in from, who are you, and how a mastermind has aided you?
That was a beautiful introduction. I appreciate it. So I am Janine. I live in northern New Jersey, calling in from northern New Jersey. Again, been part of the mastermind team since I was honored with the invitation from Aladdin and Amy a number of years ago. We'll be starting our 8th, it's actually our 9th round, including our own, over the years. So why a mastermind? This is a challenge in the short window of time that I get to speak, because there are so many things that have come up, and it's like peeling the onion, as Aladdin may have said a number of times in the past. It's, okay, what did I get this time? Oh, wait, I didn't think I was going to see that. Oh, this is something else. It's like watching a good movie, and every time you go back into that movie, there's something new. How did you miss that the first time? Again, another reason why this repeating the book, repeating the course shows up for so many people. It's, you get clear of new concepts. You get clear of maybe some of the thoughts that were seeded in your own mind as a child. In my world, it was, Work hard and the money will come. Work hard. Not follow your dream, do what you love, do what you want to do. Hey, you're amazing with people and you want to be around people and that brings you joy. No, no, no. Better to sit in an office for 10 years in isolation so that you can turn the dime. And it wasn't working. It just wasn't working. It was, you know, keep putting on more and more jobs, more and more tasks, and then, well, where's the money? What showed up in the mastermind for me in one regard was I got clear of those thoughts. I got clear that I was operating from fear. I got clear that I was operating from lack, you know, a fear of what I wouldn't have rather than a focus on what I wanted to create. And then a trust and a belief that it was possible because my voice mattered. It came from a group and a family very much like Aladdin, where you had shared, I love my family. Don't necessarily want to share with them my dreams because they are so concerned, right, because of their love of me, that maybe I could get hurt. And so it would kind of squash where I wanted to go. The book Aladdin mentioned was one of them, 12 years in the back of my mind, and how many times I brought it up to people, and how often I felt worse about who I was because I was out of integrity with myself, saying what I wanted to create and then not taking the action. So in 3-4 months of being with this mastermind and being with a team that supported and loved and lifted me up and had me believe in myself in a new way, that book became reality and has sold about 300 copies in a year. And I get to keep on going. So that's a little bit of my story, and thank you for letting me share it. I can't wait to meet you. I do hope you take yourself on, because this is about you. We're all here for you. Really looking forward to meeting you. Complete. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Janine Loeth, for your brilliance and your contribution to humanity. Speaking of humanity, you know, Melissa Kehoe's on this call. Maybe you'll hear from her later. She speaks about, and her and her husband, they're in one of those boxes, Mr. P. Kehoe, very powerful couple, powerhouse of couple, and pillars in their community. And you might hear about what they do and their businesses and all that stuff. But I love that they share that, you know, they share that it's not really about the money. Okay? It's not about the money. Because look, the money is some piece of paper, you know what I mean? It's a green piece of paper, you can draw on it, all that kind of good stuff. But in all reality, it's about what the money can do. What it can do in your life, what it can do in my life, what it can do in the lives of your children, what it can do in society. I'll give you an example. My family and myself, we have a 501c. Our 501c is called Orphans Worldwide, and we've had it for 30-something years in our family. The last like 10 years, 12 years, I've really like dove in. I picked a country. The country I really loved was Dominican Republic because it's super close to Florida. And we've been going and helping and aiding children, orphan children, bringing them basic necessities, clothing, food, ice cream, you know, just the basic stuff that you should have as a child, in my opinion. And bringing them hope and love. And we've been self-funding it, and we've been doing a wonderful job. Anyway, you remember that program I went to? I was telling you guys a couple of years ago with my beloved. It was a 3-month-long program. Well, something woke me up in that program. And it woke me up to the point where I made a declaration to myself and to my family and to society. I said, you know what? I want to reach 1 million children. And not only do I want to reach 1 million children, I want to help orphanages become self-sustaining. So not only they can earn money, but the children can learn traits and do this and do that and do this. Well, we came out of it, and I realized there's no way I could do it by myself. You're a fool if you think you could do anything like that by yourself. You need a team. So that's part of the reason this whole team thing started happening and all that kind of good stuff. And let me share with you, in order to do that, in order to create the impact that I want to create in society or leave a mark in society, so when I leave, my children and their children are able to say, my grandfather, Aladdin, was this man, or these orphan children can say, this was that man. I want to be that guy. Well, in order to do that, I need money. I need power. I need influence. And I need people. There's no way that I could do it without those things. Well, guess what? If I don't learn to accumulate great wealth, if I don't learn how to accumulate and use power for good, and if I don't learn how to lean on my team for those things, there's no way that I can accomplish those things. So Zig Ziglar says a famous quote. You might have heard it. It says, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll have everything that you want. So part of the reason why I'm a big fan, you'll see me, I'll show up every Wednesday and I want to give and give and give, is because I want to see you fly, Debbie. I want to see your wings, Janine. I want to see how far you can go, Kellen. Because if I aid you and this team aids you in conquering your little demons and stepping into your power, which we all know is there, then everybody else on this team achieves what they want. This is how Louis wins. This is how I win. This is how Janine wins. And this is how, as a team, we raise each other up. And let me tell you something. The world is waiting on you, Jamil. Waiting on you to claim your throne. To take charge of your life and make an impact on society. You know, Napoleon Hill gives a definition of the mastermind. He says the definition of a mastermind is the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. Now, that definite purpose might be your purpose. It might be my purpose. It might be the purpose of the group. But the big trick, why this thing works, if you're listening at home or if you're chiming in and you're a first timer, why it works is because every time we come on the call or every time the founders meet, we want to ask ourselves, are we in alignment and are we in a place of harmony? Is there any beef or any thoughts that pull us away from harmony? Because that's our biggest job, is keeping harmony within our group. Because if we are able to keep harmony within our group, then everybody is able to rise to a different level. And everybody gets a Super Bowl ring. Everybody that goes gets a Super Bowl ring. You will not be left behind. Because I promise you, your vibration of thinking, your level of magnetism to the things that you want to call into your life will be raised because of the people you hang out with, the people you communicate with. It's a famous quote, right? Or not a famous quote, but it's a very well-known quote. If you hang out with a bunch of doctors and attorneys, well, eventually you're probably going to start talking doctor or you're going to start talking attorney. If you hang out with a bunch of gangsters, most likely you're going to go into crime. And that's what I want to share with you. If you surround yourself with people that are thinking about how they're going to change the planet, how they can raise their level of thought or raise their vibration of how they show up in their own lives and how they bring their gifts to the planet, you too will be infected with the same kind of, it's contagious. You're going to want to go home and share it with your children, which is going to change generations. You're going to want to share it with the people around you. Now, we have about 6-7 minutes left on this call. And as we mentioned, this is an introduction call. I want to take 1 or 2 minutes and tell you how you would get started. And I want to open the floor up for other people to share what's on your heart. Miss Lois, I see your hands up. You want to go now? You want to go after?
Just a quick thought.
Go for it.
Example, I have one brain and it thinks what it thinks based on what it knows and the experiences that I've had. What's been amazing is that when I add your brain to my brain and his brain and Steve's brain and Willie's brain and Kellen's brain to what I had going on, suddenly there were so many more possibilities than I could have ever imagined on my own. And that is a beautiful gift, to have everybody else's mind share show up towards what it is you are trying to create, what I'm trying to create. I'm complete. Thank you, Len.
Thank you, Miss Lois. And we do want to hear from you. So if you got something on your heart, if something needs to come out, this is your chance, okay? We want you to speak. So please, if there's something on your heart, you want to say something, please either raise your hand, point your finger or something so we know, so you can speak. I want to share with you guys how you would get started, okay? So we run a 10-week course, and our course is a closed group. This means that it will not be on Facebook Live. You most likely will not see us talking about it on Facebook to the public and all that kind of stuff. Because when we close our doors, when enrollment is done, August 12th is here, and our course, we've got our course and our students for that round, we close the doors. No one else can come in. It is a private group, and we keep it that way intentionally. Everybody will sign NDAs because we talk about where we're going, and we want to honor and respect everyone on that call. And once the doors are closed, we close them for the next 10 weeks. Now, there are mastermind groups all over the country right now, right? There are people that have this mastermind, that mastermind, this mastermind. And depending on what circle you run in, depends on how expensive those masterminds are. Some of them are $10,000, some of them are $100,000, some of them are $1 million to be in a group just to have access to those minds. Now, when we created this group, I wanted to make it really expensive and really exclusive. I wanted to make it like $5,000 a person to allow people to come in. Because let me tell you, when you put skin in the game, you show up different. You just show up different. When you have skin in the game, you will do the work and you will show up for yourself. And the leadership team that's before you here, they had a different idea. They wanted to make it for the masses. We wanted to help all of our brothers and sisters. Now, Napoleon Hill forbids making it for free because there's no skin in the game. So we had to put a price tag on it. Our price tag that we ended up working out was about $200. It cost you a whopping $199, a quarter of what your iPhone cost for the 10 weeks, okay? For the 10 weeks. This includes your materials. It'll include all the goodies you're going to get, all the coaching you're going to get, and your 10 calls. It works out to be like $30 a week. It's pennies for what you'll get. Now, it's $200. There's a 3-part course. Do not worry about part 2 and part 3 and all that kind of stuff if you're brand new. All we want you to do is part 1. You'll get an understanding of it. You'll get the language, and you're going to go through the course as we're going to go. Everything is lined up for you to connect the dots. It becomes really easy. You'll have a support staff, buddy systems, all the good stuff that comes with it. Our next course starts August 12th. We will sell out. The doors will close. The opportunity is here for you. I believe that I author. I believe that whatever I think and dwell on, therefore becomes my reality eventually. It'll come in my place. Now, if you believe that that is true, that whatever we dwell on, whatever we think of, tends to come in our reality. If you hold that to be true, then I want to invite you to look at this statement. Somewhere in your psyche, somewhere in your thoughts, somewhere in your words, you created this group. Somewhere you created an asking or a desire for a team, an individual, or some leadership, or some help. You might have prayed for guidance. You might have prayed for the light. You might have prayed for something. Well, here's how it shows up. It shows up as your brothers and sisters saying, hey, let's do this together. Let's hold each other's hands, and let's go to the moon together. Now, what you do with it is your choice, right? Because we all have choice. What we do with it, whether we're in action or we're in doubt, but we can't have both. And there's a law that is as real as gravity. You can have results or you can have reasons, but you can't have both. They just don't happen. So you're either full of reasons, and if you have full of reasons why it won't work, why you're too busy for Wednesday night, one night a week for your growth and your future and your legacy for your children, cool story, bro. That's wonderful. Maybe it's not for you. But if you're ready to have those results show up in your life and you're ready to commit for yourself, I want to invite you to be in action. I want to invite you to go to the website. It's www.themastermindlife.com and register for part 1, which starts August 12th. Now, one of our founders that's not on this call, and if one of the founders can put the website in the notes, please, that would be, or in the comments for people to have that. Thank you. One of our founders, Miss Amy Laura, is not on this call. On Tuesday at 3 p.m., she's going to be doing a webinar or something on one of the chapters. It is the chapter of the mystery of sex transmutation. It's a very juicy chapter. Okay, very, very juicy chapter. And I don't want to go on and on about what the chapter lies if you haven't read it, but it talks about transmuting our energy and putting it into something else. Miss Amy Laura will be doing that call 3 p.m. on Tuesday if you want to chime in and listen to one of the chapters. Now, I will not be doing all the talking every time you chime in on Wednesday night. We have 7 founders, and each one of us does one of the weeks for you. So you might not like the way I talk, because I talk funny sometimes. Melissa Kehoe does it very differently than I do, and she adds her brilliance. Janine, Louie, Ada, Amy, Willie, they all do it differently, and hopefully you will vibe with one of them, and it will speak to your soul and make you want to be in action. That being said, I want to open it up for 2-3 minutes. What's alive in you? What's on your heart? Is it something you're ready to do? Are you jumping forward? What's going on in your headspace? Here's your chance. Floor is open. Oh, Miss Debbie. Yes.
Hey.
Who are you? Who are you? Where are you calling in from? And what's on your heart, love?
Okay, so I'm Debbie Hessler, and I'm calling in from Central Illinois. And so I'm really interested. I'm at a kind of a turning point in my life where my husband's retired, and I'm getting close to that point myself, but I don't want to just be retired. I want to do more, and I have so many ideas and thoughts and things that I wanted to do that I've never done that now I could maybe think about it, you know. So I think this is a perfect time for me.
Beautiful. Congratulations. And yeah, what a beautiful incubator. We are excited to have you, and I'm excited to see what you want to create and bring forth. And I know you're not done, girl.
No, I'm not done.
Yeah, you got a lot out of you. There's so much for you. Good for you. Wonderful to have you and excited to learn and grow with you. Anybody else? What's alive in you? What's on your heart? Here's your chance. Let's hear you.
Aladdin.
Okay, Melissa Kehoe, and I think Amber's trying to speak too.
Oh, Amber, go ahead, and I'll make my announcement after. Please
Okay,
go,
Amber, who are you? Where are you calling in from?
Hey, I'm Amberlyn Benson, coming from Boca Raton, Florida. And I know about the Mastermind work because of Vaughn, who's on the call too. And I actually just finished Gratitude in October of last year. It was an amazing time. And yeah, this already feels like home, to be totally honest with you. But I'm considering this because I actually just decided to start my own LLC called The Surprise Wizard. It's all about creating surprises for people. It's been going really well so far. And this sounds like it's right up my alley. I'm trying to decide whether the timing is right. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, you're at the right place and at the right time, and have faith and lean forward, girl. And we're gonna blow your socks off. And thank you for being here, Vaughn. Thank you for the invite as well. I appreciate that. Okay, Melissa Kehoe, please take the floor, and then Vaughn Murphy's got his hand up. Go ahead.
Number one, I just want to thank you, Aladdin, for always bringing the fire, for always bringing the thunder. You're contagious, and right now, Pete and I agree that this kind of contagion is what we need, on the planet. Just a couple of announcements, and thank you. We really appreciate you and what you do to collaborate the team and help us rise. All boats rise in the rising tide, and you are definitely the tide. Amy Laura is something you don't want to miss. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I just want to remind my Central Illinois and my Central States people that is 3 o'clock Eastern. So, and our calls are at 7 o'clock on Wednesday nights Eastern, or Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. And you can see just from the diversity of personalities tonight that we are all over the place and bring different gifts from, so many different kinds of thoughts and businesses. It took me 2 years to get this guy to do this, and he did part one the last go around.
Yeah, it was COVID that kept me home. Able to do that.
And he just signed up online for part two, so I'm so grateful. And that's it. I'm complete.
Awesome. Thank you for your brilliance, Miss Melissa Kehoe. I'm excited to learn and grow next to you. Vaughn Murphy, your hand is up. Floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Aladdin. So it's funny because as Amber raised her hand there to speak, I was actually going to raise my hand to say something directed at her. And so she's just made it perfect by speaking up and putting herself out there. I want to say something. If you're on the call and you've never taken this mastermind group before, or you've never done anything like this before, if you are unsure about getting involved because you're not sure if you can make it happen with the time commitment, I want to say something. That is every reason right there why you should be doing this. And I want to repeat that. If you are unsure as to whether or not you can commit to this in terms of the time that's required, if you are unsure and you're questioning it, that is all the reason right there for you to want to take this. What I can say about my experiences were, I came away having learned and gained in value in areas that I did not even think about coming into this, first of all, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, I want to say one last thing. If you are absolutely sure that you can't commit the time because you are just that busy, now may not be the right time for you. Why? Because what you put into this is what you're going to get out. What you invest in others who are a reflection of yourself is what is going to come back to you. So the question is, are you sure because you are that busy and you know that you have a conflicting schedule on Tuesday nights or Wednesday nights with this schedule? Or are you questioning whether this is the right time? If you are sure, don't take it. If you're questioning, that's your reason right there to sign up and do it. And I'm complete.
Thank you, Von Murphy, for your brilliance. Okay, we've got Jason, and then we're going to go to Jameel King. Jason, floor is yours.
Yeah, really quick. Joining this mastermind, it took me a year to. Like, Aladdin approached me like 3 times, and I kept saying no. I mean, actually, after the first time that he approached me, I was like, no, I don't have the money. But then I like immediately spent $13 on the book, like as soon as we got off the phone. And then I read 2 chapters. It was like, oh my, I'm not ready for this. Not ready for it. And then a year later, you know, I was like, dude, I got the same conversation I had a year ago, you know. And so I jumped in, and no regrets whatsoever. Like, I have more clarity than I've ever had in my life on what my next step looks like. And that's like such a big thing for me because I have so many ideas and so many talents, and it's just like, which one do I go with, you know? And now I have that clarity. And stay tuned. I'm complete.
Yeah. Great share, Jason. Thank you for your brilliance. And let me tell you, clarity is power. You know, clarity is power. What you do with your time, with your days, and who you spend it with might not seem like a big deal, but you take 2 lines that are parallel going in one direction, and one of them moves just a millimeter over the trajectory of the time. This is 2 very different destinations. Great share. Jameel King, floor is yours, sir. Who are you? Where are you calling in from? And what's on your heart, sir?
All right, I'm Jameel, calling from North Lauderdale, South Florida. And I'm pretty much on board already. I spoke with Jason. Thank you, Jason, for bringing this opportunity. We talked about it already. And I'm really awesome to see a lot of familiar, awesome, amazing faces here in this room. And what's in my mind is this: I find myself in starting to hit a wall of my capacity and really being aware of it. And I know that I can go further because of my mindset. Then this is a great opportunity that fell forward in my hands to excel into, which I see possibilities. And also, I feel my ass puckering up because I've always been the one, like you say, to do it myself and go fast. And having other minds has been something like out of my realm. So, and discomfort is growth for myself. And but I'm excited to get on board. I'm complete.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jameel, for your brilliance and your share. I'm excited to learn and grow with you, brother. Anybody else? Anything on your heart? Dr. Otter, floor is yours. Whoa, pump brakes. Let me introduce you, girl. Okay, so Dr. Otter is a founding member of the Mastermind Life, and she is a beautiful wife to Chief Louis. As you can see, they're in the same box, no surprise. A mother, a coach. She's helped me with, she's a physical therapist, and she works magic with her knowledge and her things. Let me tell you, changed my relationship with my girl. We just had a baby, and she's been working one-on-one, and my girl is a different person after those little exercises that Ada has, those little insights. Thank you for your brilliance, and please share with us. Who are you, where are you calling it from, and what's on your heart?
My pleasure. Thank you, Aladdin. Sorry, I missed a little bit. I was with the girls, Sophia and her little best friend, Kai Rocket. So my name is Araceli, for those of you that don't know me, and I am a physical therapist. I am also married to Louis, and I absolutely love being in service. And what I love the most about this team, one is the inclusivity. I love that we have people from all over the US, all walks of life, and really just, you know, with everything going on right now in our country, I think that the positivity, and even with like Black Lives Matter, we're people of color. I'm from Nicaragua, Louis is from Puerto Rico. Our story is gnarly, and I feel that what this group provides is that it's that safety, it's that openness, it's that inclusivity, but also an opportunity for change and an opportunity for growth, where everyone is helping each other out in such an authentic and genuine way that, like you had mentioned, Aladdin, we've done personal development courses. Louis and I have taken a lot of had different resources to learn and grow. And what's special, and I think what's different about this team, is that you can feel, it's palpable, the desire to want to see other people thrive, where there's not that jealousy, where there's not a competition. It's like, what are you working on? How can I support you? And to have that for the price that we're offering, I feel is really just a gift. So if money is stopping you, please reach out to us, let us know. We'd love to be able to just provide that space for you and to see you grow with us. And I'm complete.
I want to share one very quick. This is got one real quick thing. The link to register is in the comments, in case you were wondering. And then the other thing was in the self-confidence formula number 5 that I shared earlier. It talks about eliminating hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and the last word, cynicism, is one that really resonates in my heart, because it's what really makes this mastermind special. Is that you come when I come here, I always imagine, not sure if you can imagine this for a second, coming into a place in which you know people will believe in you. Like imagine that. And you know, because nowadays, especially you can see it, it's hard to know what to believe in. It's hard to know who to listen to. It's hard to know, you know, can you trust this person? But there's something very special about this group that when you come in, you know, it's like, I'm fulfilling my goal of eliminating hatred, envy, jealousy, and cynicism just by being in this group. That's why I'm never leaving this group, because it is a step towards eliminating cynicism, which is a poison. And coming here gives you an opportunity to just be open and allow others to pour into you in a way that it's hard to comprehend until you're experiencing it. So if you can use your imagination and imagine that space of feeling supported, this is your place. If not, that's okay. There's many other masterminds, like Aladdin was mentioning, but that it is possible. And there's people out there, without a shadow of a doubt, that want to see you win for the sake of seeing you win.
Mm-hmm.
Just for that. And I'm complete.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Dr. Ada. Great, both shares. Wonderful, on point. And I see Vaughn Murphy, you have your hand up. Floor is yours, sir. What's on your heart?
Just one quick question, and this is directed towards the founders. How many, I understand that the next session begins on August 12th. However, how many more introductory calls are you going to hold between now and then? Are you planning on holding more?
Yeah, 2 more Wednesdays.
2 more Wednesdays?
2 more Wednesdays, not including this one, right, team? 2 more Wednesdays, not including this one.
Okay,
now,
perfect. Because I do have some more folks to bring to the table, and when Willie sent me the text today, and I saw it, I realized I missed the last one as well. But if you're having 2 more, I certainly have a few folks that I think could benefit and also bring value to this mastermind group. So make arrangements to have them plan on attending either of those. Thank you.
Thank you, Vaughn, and I appreciate you, brother. And let me share with you. I want to touch on two things. Someone talked about something, said something about money. I think it was Dr. Ada. If you need help with money, we do offer a payment plan. So don't let that stop you. If the money is an issue, that's the number one reason why you should join a course around money. Second thing, if you're a couple, and you come in as a couple, we offer a $50 per person discount to make it a little bit less on the budget, to make it easier for you. And here's what I'll share with you that Vaughn talked about, inviting friends like Amber. You're going to develop a new language. You're going to start to develop a new thought process. You're going to develop these things. It's much easier if someone in your circle on the outside world is doing it with you, so you have other people to communicate with in those realms. So if you've got someone you talk to like a best friend or a confidant or a friend, and they're open to personal development, invite them. Because let me share with you, this is how we change the planet. Louis was just mentioning how there's a group that really just wants to see you succeed. That's how we create a new world. That's how we create the opposite of what's going on outside, where everyone's scared to talk to their neighbors. We have to aid each other in our growth and what's possible, so that we can create a new world for our children and their children, so we can leave it better than we found it. I want to share with you, my heart is open, my heart is expanded, and I'm honored and grateful that you showed up tonight for your own growth and the betterment of our planet and humanity. Thank you for being here. Thank you for committing to yourself. I hope that you decide to take action and take your life to the next level. Don't wait. Procrastination is not your friend. In fact, there's a whole chapter on it, okay? It talks about it, okay?
Yes,
Be
sir.
in action. Go register right now, because let me tell you what happens. If you take that first step and go register, the magic won't happen on August 12th. It will start now. As soon as you take a step, the universe will take a step towards you and provide you with something or someone that you wanted to meet, or some idea that's going to flash into your mind. I hope to see you on next Wednesday's call for another introduction call. Remember, Amy Laura, tomorrow, 3 p.m. The link for that is going to be on the Mastermind Life Facebook page. We'll post it there for everybody. I'm sorry, Miss Amy Laura is not saying tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Scratch that, Facebook. July 28th is there, and the link will be in either the comments or in the chat. July 28th, 3 p.m. I apologize, Miss Amy Laura. With that being said, please go home. We love you very, very much. Thank you for all the time you spent with us. We love you. I hope that you are amazing and that for your growth. Steve, you're awesome. I love you. Jamil, excited to grow with you, buddy. Love you. Louis and Ada, I love you. Melissa and Piquito, I love you. Kellen, you're awesome. I hope that you decide to join us. Janine Loth, you're awesome. Thomas Hill, you're amazing. Clean office. As always, sir. Willie, you're awesome. Giselle, it's wonderful to meet you. You shine, girl. I see you. Presence from here. Big wings. Jason, you're amazing. Thank you, brother. Rebecca, I love you. Debbie, you're amazing. I can't wait to see what you do. I don't know who you are, T-Rod, but you're awesome. Vaughn, I love you, brother. Jason, I love you. Amber, I love you. Amy Laura, I love you very much, baby girl. And I love myself, too.
T-Rod is Tanya.
Tanya! What? Okay, hopefully we hear from you next time, Tanya, or you decide to move forward with us. I hope you listen, and I trust that you heard. Have a beautiful night. Good night, good night, good night, family.
Take care of yourselves and each other. Be well.
Stop live. Stop recording.